Right now on Kidk Eyewitness News 3, your team just won the Super Bowl tonight. What are you going to do now? Buy some team gear? Well, you better be careful. And Idaho had a connection to the Super Bowl. Sure, it has a connection everywhere there are potato chips, but Idaho is coming up with even newer kinds of potatoes. We will show you.
Ooh, yeah, I just finished a bag and I'm gonna freeze them. I'm gonna tell you how low these temperatures will get and where the snow is tonight. Local News 8 and Kidk Eyewitness News 3 starts right now.
Now, Kidk Eyewitness News 3.
Good evening, welcome. Thanks for being here tonight. I'm Todd Kuntz. So many people still yet tonight excited about the Super Bowl. They get excited every year. Fans want to buy their team's merchandise. Kidk Eyewitness News 3 reporter Ariel Schroeder joins us now here in the studio with our top story to tell us why shoppers need to be aware of scams. Ariel.
Well, Todd, the Better Business Bureau is warning consumers of scammers taking advantage of football fans' love for their team. The BBB says last year they saw a lot of ads online selling team merch for incredible deals. But if it's too good to be true, it probably is. Everyone is out to support their team, and online scammers are looking to take advantage of it.
One thing that we particularly saw last year was that people found a great deal. It seemed way better than any other place they saw. They ordered it, got a confirmation email, so it seemed like they were ordering from a legitimate business. And then unfortunately, the merchandise never came.
Scammers are coming up with tricky ways to fool you, and it's important not to get swindled by a good deal.
We've also seen other people ordering those types of merchandise and it coming and it appears very counterfeit or, not cheap, like cheaply made or not what they were expecting at all.
Even if you're getting an email from what you may think is a legitimate retailer or someone that you shopped with in the past, these sellers can be imitated.
So if you are seeing an email from someone you shop with all the time, you may just want to look and see where that email actually came from. And if, to protect yourself the most, going directly to their website to buy merchandise is always the best.
But just because you don't recognize the seller doesn't mean they're not real.
There is lots and lots of legitimate businesses, and there may be small boutiques or online retailers that you never heard of before, but they are legitimate.
The best way to know for sure is to look up the retailer on bbb.org.
Or going to Google, looking at reviews, seeing if you can find anybody else that has had an experience. If you find that there's been lots of great experiences, then you can maybe feel more confident in purchasing from someone. But if you see there's lots and lots of people that said, I didn't receive my merchandise, it wasn't what I wanted, you may want to find someone else to purchase from.
Unfortunately, after the tragic death of Kobe Bryant, scammers are taking advantage of people's emotions by price jacking fake merchandise and to steal your money. The BBB reminds us to pay attention to these warning signs and shop smart online. Reporting in the studio, I'm Ariel Schroeder.
That's too bad. People take advantage of the situation like that. Ariel, thanks a lot. If you have already fallen victim to this scam, there is not a lot of recourse for you to get your money back. The best thing you can do still is to file a complaint with the Better Business Bureau so that they can track these scammers.
All right, let's talk about the weather tonight. Jeff Roper in here. We've got some warnings and some alerts to tell you about. Winter weather advisory for the area shaded in purple. That will last until 8 o'clock tomorrow night. This is a winter storm warning. You know what we're seeing tonight. We talked about that band of snow that was shifting to the southeast. It has overtaken the area, and there is some freezing rain involved as well. I don't know if you saw that on your windshield tonight. It seemed like there's a lot of folks out riding around because they're leaving their Super Bowl activities, and it's going to be slick. I'll go ahead and tell you that. Multiple inches of snow for the evening hours. It's snowing in Pocatello, and that's just not a pleasant scene. We'll cut that temperature in half with the wind chill from 26 to around 13 and those breezes at 18 miles an hour. You may see gusts up to 40 before the end of the day tomorrow in and around the area. Look at this band of snow that just swallows southeastern Idaho. This is current, and that area of low pressure will not help at all. It's just going to kind of hang out for the next 24 hours. 24 in IF. It feels like it's about 8, and the wind is blowing temperatures in the teens teens and 20s to around 28 in Jackson. They're the warm spot right now, and those breezes 24 miles an hour in Idaho Falls, 7 in Ketchum, 16 in Arco, 18 Pocatello, and that takes the temperatures down into the singles, if not the negatives, depending on where you are. So for tonight, snow and some freezing rain around. It'll be blowing snow plus fog, just not a nice night at all. Morning lows from 7 in Salmon to around 23 in Pocatello. I'll come back and give you the extended forecast. Several rounds of snow included in that. Todd?
All right, Jeff, thanks a lot. Here is your Crime Watch tonight. The former budget director for Idaho has pleaded guilty to charges of child pornography. Marty Peterson was charged with 14 counts of possessing sexually exploited material. According to the Idaho Press, Peterson pleaded guilty to 2 of those charges. The other 12 were dropped as part of a plea deal. Peterson faces 10 years in prison for each count. Sentencing is scheduled for April 16th. Have you seen this woman? The Pocatello Police Department is looking for her. According to their Facebook page, they want to question her about some thefts at the Costco on Quinn Road. She is described as dark-haired, in her 20s or 30s, and has a slim build. If you have any information, call this number. Call Officer Card at 208-234-6100. In your Consumer Watch tonight, Jackson Start Bus plans to hold several open house meetings with presentations to preview new alternative routes. START provides commuter service to Jackson Hole, Teton Village, Teton Valley, even Star Valley. It has outlined proposals under its 2020 to 2025 bus route plan. The first of 3 open houses will be February 4th. The first part of the day will be at the Teton Village Association from 8:30 in the morning until 10:30 in the morning. The next one will be held from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. in the Start Bus facility lobby in Jackson. The last event will be from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the Jackson Town Hall in the council chambers. We have a list of the locations and dates and times posted on our website at kidk.com. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is reducing the number of its missionaries in Liberia because of supply concerns due to the country's economic problems. The church announced today that 23 missionaries who were close to ending their assignments in the West African nation will return home in the next few days. 8 other missionaries who had been preparing to go to Liberia have been temporarily reassigned elsewhere. A group in Pocatello is trying to increase the beaver population in local wildlife areas. The Watershed Guardians is a local conservation group. It spent the weekend training volunteers to help count beaver colonies. The Mink Creek area was once full of active beaver dams, but according to the executive director of the group, beavers have been on a steep decline recently. The group of volunteers learned how to spot active dams, also where to look for beavers, and even how to snowshoe.
We always want to count around the same time of the year. And the reason for that is that statistically, we want to take the time of the year out of the picture. So if we do it at the same time of the year, we don't have to say, well, you sampled them in the spring or you sampled them in the fall. We're doing it, it's always around Groundhog's Day.
The volunteers are spending the next 2 weekends counting the beavers, so we will update you on how many they find in the area this year. This is the 9th year that volunteers have helped count the beavers. The Super Bowl is known for football and a lot of parties. One organization uses the yearly event to give back to the community. The Fraternal Order of Eagles gathers for a Super Bowl potluck, and all of the items are donated. That way they can charge a small fee per plate. The money raised is then given to a local charity. This year, Building Hope Today will get the Super Bowl proceeds. For the Eagles, charity doesn't end now that the game is over. They continue to give each month. Worldwide, the organization gives millions to better their communities. Still ahead here tonight, the latest on the deadly coronavirus. 2 more cases are found in the United States. And a little later, we look at the new kinds of potatoes being grown in Idaho.
KIDK Eyewitness News 3 continues.
Let's go around the world tonight. A person dies of the coronavirus in the Philippines. The Department of Health there in that country confirms the first deadly case. Police also raided a business suspected of selling overpriced face masks in Manila. Other stores in the capital have sold out of face masks. But back here in the States tonight, 2 more cases of the coronavirus have been confirmed in the U.S. The most recent 2 are in Northern California. This brings the total now to 9 confirmed cases in the United States. U.S. citizens returning from China's Hubei province will face mandatory quarantines lasting as long as 2 weeks. The number of infected is nearly double that of the SARS outbreak in 2002. Experts do say the coronavirus's mortality rate is far less. In other national news tonight, Iowa is preparing for its caucus tomorrow. The White House hopefuls for the Democrats are making their last-minute pitches aimed at any undecided voter. A CBS News Battleground Tracker poll shows Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden neck and neck in the top spot, with Pete Buttigieg close behind and Elizabeth Warren coming in fourth. The Iowa caucus begins at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time tomorrow. Covering the legislature in the state capitol now, Friday marked the end of another week for this year's legislative session, but it also marked the observance of a long-standing tradition at the State House. Both chambers empty out rather quickly. They become a ghost town early on Fridays to allow lawmakers to head home early for the weekend. There are a number of reasons for this.
You know, we're a part-time legislature, and people have other lives and other jobs, and so they've got to go home. So like I'm going to go home this weekend, and I'm going to separate the first calf heifers from the second calf heifers, just in preparation for calving seasons.
A number of legislators don't see it as a waste of taxpayer money. Some say they are up for re-election and want to see their constituents. Others, like you heard, have their regular jobs. Still ahead here tonight, there are a lot of snacks at a Super Bowl party, any Super Bowl party, and of course one of those being potato chips. We will tell you how Idaho growers are coming up with new kinds of potatoes.
We got blowing snow, and of course there is, we got blowing snow and rain. I'll show you where it's going to land in your neighborhood after we check your highs and lows. Stay with us.
Kidk Eyewitness News 3 continues.
Super Bowl Sunday is all wrapped up, the big games in the books. Did you eat a lot of food? Well, according to our research, this is one of the biggest eating days of the entire year. The National Chicken Council says fans were expected to eat 1.33 billion wings today. That's the #1 snack. Didn't know that. In second place, pizza. That's okay, yeah, of course. And coming in third, potato chips. 11 million pounds of potato chips were expected to be consumed by the end of today. According to the Idaho Potato Commission, no state grows more potatoes than Idaho. Everyone knows that, right? Everybody. Well, what you might not know is the new kinds of potatoes we are now growing. So we made a quick visit to Sun Rain Varieties in Bonneville County to find out more.
There was a time Idaho farmers grew mostly the russet potato, and it is still very popular. Narcotas, Burbanks, they come to mind. Plus, there's also the Alturas russet, the Bannock russet, the Blazer russet, the Classic russet. You get the idea, a lot of russet potatoes. Beyond them, Sun Rain Varieties is expanding the field of potato development.
We grow probably anywhere from 60 to even up to 100 different varieties for all of North America.
Scientists there are always searching for the perfect potato.
But we are developing new varieties. That's currently what we're doing here is breeding varieties for different characteristics and different markets. We grow reds, yellows, purples, red potatoes, russet potatoes, and then in markets including frozen potatoes, chipped potatoes, and fresh market.
According to the International Potato Center, there are more than 4,000 varieties of native potatoes, and most of those are found in the Andes. The United States sells more than 200 varieties. Each kind fits into one of 7 potato type categories. So you do have the russet. You also have the red, white, yellow, the blue-purple, the fingerling, and the petite. When it comes to chips, they most likely will not be coming from Idaho.
We grow a very good quality chip here. We're just so far from the market. It's just not cost effective to ship chip bags because they're so light.
There's a science for creating a proper chip potato. The key is keeping them in a warmer climate in preparation for the fryer.
Cold potatoes convert into, the sugars convert into glucose, which at high oil temperatures fry dark, and it looks like a burnt chip.
Oh, and here's something I bet you didn't know about the potato.
It's got more vitamin C than an orange.
Really? More vitamin C packed in there than an orange. All right, just a few more facts for you tonight about potato chips. They were never patented. In 1958, barbecue flavored chips became the first flavored chip in the U.S. The next flavor to be added was sour cream and onion. During World War II, potato chip production was halted because they were declared a non-essential food.
And now, your first alert weather.
Hey, let's go long. Let's go long, Todd. Here it is, right here. Oh, bringing it home, baby. Got the tater in there, baby. Boom, tonight. How about it? Here you go, back at you, brother. I'll be back over in a minute. All right, let's talk about the weather. I hope your team won tonight, because we've just had a mess show up in the backyard. Look at this. We got blowing snow, patchy fog, and just the beginnings of what looks to be a slick day tomorrow, thanks to the groundhog, and we'll blame it on the losing team of the Super Bowl, I guess, too. But yeah, just sit back with a bag of chips and hang out for a second here. I'm going to tell you how cold it's going to get. This is a winter weather advisory. The area is in purple. It will last into tomorrow night at about 8 o'clock. This is a winter storm warning. It will last into tomorrow night until 8 o'clock as well. So this is not good. These breezes that we're going to experience and this blowing snow with the icing of the roads overnight, it couldn't be treacherous. And here's Pocatello right now with snow blowing, showers around in 26. It feels like it's about 13 degrees. You can't even see the ISU campus. 18-mile-an-hour winds, just not pleasant to be out there. We were waiting on that band of snow to drift to the southeast when we spoke earlier at 5:30, but it has swallowed the southeastern part of the state now. And some of the heavier bands all within the darker blues. And again, you can see that mixture of rain and snow and sleet with some of the different colors. So it again is mixing and accumulating. And here's how we see it stacking up as we get into the overnight hours. With this trough in place, we're looking at a couple of inches of snow in Idaho Falls to maybe more than 8 in some spots of southeastern Idaho. So that's the Vipercast. Here's how things are shaping up for us here. The darker areas, more accumulation, 8 inches, and Montpelier, that's possible in your neck of the woods. 4 inches possible in Pocatello, and maybe even up to 8 inches in Jackson by the time this is all over with. So overnight lows tonight will be in the teens, 18 to 25 degrees in Malad, 18 to 23 in Montpelier, Burns. So the difference in temperature is not that great. As we head into Du Bois's backyard, 17 to only 20 tomorrow afternoon. We'll keep it about the same in St. Anthony and Ashton. Jackson will be at 11 and then 19 tomorrow afternoon. Central Idaho Mountains, 9 in Chalice, 7 in Salmon. They're going to double that or so. It'll be about 18 degrees tomorrow. But then we've got some negatives that start seeping into the extended. Don't go anywhere. I've got like 90 seconds and I will wrap this up. But you need to see these numbers. 17 at INL tonight, then only 21 tomorrow. Blackfoot jumps from 20 to 25. Pocatello, only a 5-degree jump. Here's the extended forecast. This is where this is important. 23 with a 60% chance of showers. That's before 11 a.m. tomorrow. So overnight tonight, we're going to accumulate some snow around. It will be -1 as we head toward Tuesday morning. And then you'll see the sun. But look, it's only going to be 17 degrees and things are back up into the mid-30s and right around 40 degrees with better chances of snow as we head toward midweek. Pocatello, 28 tomorrow and single digits to start the week. Rexburg, you got the same, a 22-degree temp tomorrow. 50% chance of seeing some snow around with the bands already shifting to the southeast. It'll be -1 on Tuesday morning and into the teens. Still around freezing on Thursday with snow chances continuing into Thursday and Friday. Blackfoot, 60% shot of showers before 11 a.m. tomorrow as things begin to drift. 25, and then it'll be about 2 degrees on Tuesday morning and 19 on Tuesday afternoon with a Wednesday morning low of right around 7. We go into Salmon, 23 tomorrow, below 5 below on Tuesday morning. Isn't that unbelievable? And then back toward 40 by Thursday, Friday. Jackson will be snowing tomorrow with a 100% chance of leftovers from the Super Bowl.
We got those.
There's nothing in this.
That one's, well, that's the one you finished off, I think.
There's nothing in here.
Yeah, that's the one you finished.
What you got over there?
I got some cheddar and sour creams. Can you believe, though, that how much we contribute to all these bags right here in the state?
This has a lot of vitamin C in it?
Yeah, more than an orange.
It's also radioactive. Did you know that?
Well, we showed Garth Brooks that, didn't we?
Well, it's a TV set.
Hey, we got a serious note right here real quick. Because of the snow, we just got this word. All American Falls School Districts schools will be closed tomorrow because of the snow.
It started right after 7 o'clock tonight, like we said, yeah.
So all American Falls School District schools. And this is the only school district we've heard from so far.
We'll post them on the app. You'll be able to download
There you can have that and keep close to it. And
you keep doing the news.
All right. We'll be right back. Highlights from the Super Bowl next.
And now, Sportsline.
You know, former BYU Cougar Steve Young famously got the monkey off of his back when he won a Super Bowl. Another former BYU Cougar did the same tonight. Andy Reid is finally a Super Bowl winning coach. It was the Chiefs who found the end zone first. Patrick Mahomes punches it in from a yard out to give KC the lead. Second quarter, San Francisco down 10-3. Jimmy Garoppolo finds Kyle Juszczyk, and he stays on his feet for the 15-yard touchdown. Game tied at 10. Third quarter, Raheem Mostert plows into the end zone. This puts the Niners up by 10, but the Chiefs, they've done this all postseason long. Patrick Mahomes leads 3 touchdown drives in the closing 7 minutes to lead KC to the 31-20 win and earning MVP honors. For the first time in nearly 3 decades, Blackfoot High School will have a new head football coach this fall. This past season was Stan Buck's final on the Broncos sideline. After reaching the rule of 90 in Idaho, he will retire here and pursue a teaching job in Nevada, where he could find his way back on the sidelines.
You know, I'm still excited about coaching. I like coaching. If the opportunity arises later on in life, you know, that's kind of what we'll do as a family. Blackfoot's been real good to me.
Buck has 2 of his former players playing in the professional ranks. Josh Hill has made a name for himself with the New Orleans Saints.
He was always a great leader in practice. You know, he's focused. He didn't mess around. You know, and I think that's kind of what helped him through, you know, get his opportunities in the NFL. He's very coachable, you know, to where the coaches really like him and like what he's capable of doing in the NFL. You know, he's always caught the ball well. You know, he's always ran pretty well, but he's gotten bigger and more physical in size. You know, his blocking skills. And they used him early on in a lot of their special teams and stuff. And now they use him in quite a lot of different aspects of the game.
Starting this weekend, Colby Pearson will be suiting up for the New York Guardians of the XFL.
He's been wanting to compete at that level. He's gotten opportunities, walk-on opportunities, free agent opportunities in the NFL, and then he told me when I saw him at a wedding one of these summers about a year ago, he said that he's going to keep working at it. So it's good to see him get those opportunities and maybe move on to the NFL. He had great hands. Kobe didn't drop many balls. Very athletic, you know, at this level.
After 28 years and 4 state championships at Blackfoot, Buck hopes all of his former players remember the value of hard work.
See a lot of kids with potential and have the ability, but don't take advantage of that. So, you know, the kids that have that drive, those are the kids that inspire you. Always tell them that you got to get it done. No matter what your level of ability is, you got to get it done. And a lot of kids look back at that and say, like, you know, you're right. With a little bit better attitude or effort, you know, I probably could have got it done. And so if kids can continue with that kind of attitude and effort, you know, each and every play, you know, you're going to have success.
It's still empty.
You finished the second. You finished the second one.
Might bring me a Pepsi.
What? No, I didn't finish it.
Hey, I hope you had a great night tonight. Here's what's going on with the weather. We do have one closing to tell you about, right?
American Falls School District. All schools in American Falls School District closed tomorrow because of the snow.
Yeah, you can see on Idaho Falls Skycam. Yep, not good. 60% chance of that clear continuing into tomorrow. Winter weather advisory for most of the Snake River Plain, and then eastern Idaho will be under a warning. So slick conditions, blowing snow and patchy fog, just not good up there.
Okay, keep close to our website for the morning, KIDK.com.